Okay, so here we go. So this card I am not going to charge you on because this is as best as it can get. You do not want to crack this card out. So technically it could get better if you did a card grade and an auto grade. But I was looking at the card real quick and I saw this corner ding. See that? Well, it's hard to see. Right. It's like this corner lifting right there. So you don't want to grade this card with the auto. So as is, auto grade 10. It is a beautiful, bold auto. It's not a manufacturer Panini certified auto. It's, someone got this personally signed by him. So this is as best as it can get. I would sell it as is. Really cool card, cool signature. I love the white. Okay. All right, we have a 2008 Topps Chrome. Sorry, you might hear some yard workers in the background for a little bit. So I would not crack this open. I looked it over, and the problem is the centering, top to bottom. Left to right's okay, but it's pretty thick. I would say at least 35-65, which in current PSA standards, now you need at least 40-60 to get a mint 9. So I think if it were graded again, it'd get an 8 again. See how thin it is? From the name, the bottom of the name to the bottom of the edge, and then the Patriots text to the top edge. So there you go, and I do see a little tiny surface issue right in there. Other than that, the back looked pretty good. So do not crack this one open. Okay, next we got this Tyrese Halliburton. Really cool card. I actually like the way the red plays off the purple. Fast break red. These are numbered out of 85. So the back is very nice. Looks like possible gem 10, but this is another do not crack out because of the new PSA centering standards. You're not going to get the 10 at all. This is as best as it can get, top to bottom again. So see how thin it is on the top compared to the bottom. I would say this is 62-38 is where I'd put this at. So it might, maybe 60-40. Honestly, it might even struggle to get a 9 again if cracked out. So leave it as is. Centering looks nice. It looks like a flawless card other than the centering. So top to bottom is the issue. Do not crack this one out. Now the sweet looking Curry. We're going to roll through the sports first, and then we'll do some Pokemon. I'm happy I enjoy grading Pokemon now, but I also love grading these cool cards too. So we got a Steph Curry. Select. I assume it's game worn, because back then they actually were game worn inside of here. So centering is just beautiful. 50-50. You can tell top to bottom looks great, and left to right looks great. No surface indents or anything. I'm just worried about a few surface marks. You got a line right here, and then you have this. I thought it was a smudge. It would come off, but it did not. And then a little more right here too. So, but that still put you at a 9 if the back looks good. Yeah, I think the back looks decent. That's a good sign. The top two corners look great. And no weird indents. I see one little factory dimple right here. Very minor. And these bottom quarters, usually where you get the touches of white. And the edges, ooh, what is that? That's just debris, right? Okay. Get off of there. Wow. Do you see that? I'm getting it off for you. Why isn't it zooming in? So, a lot of people don't know to check the edges, like the actual card edges. Almost off. Got it. Okay, I got it off. Whatever that was, debris. Okay. So the back corners actually, I was talking about, look pretty good. I might have to adjust my camera after this card. Having troubles this morning. Is that another dimple? No, it's just... Okay. All right, I'm actually confident in this getting a 9. It's a solid 9 card. Possible 8 with PSA, but I think they'll enjoy this card and give it a 9. SGC is for sure 9. Okay. All right, we got an Ohtani Topps rookie. Let's see what we got. So, a little bit of debris we'll just wipe off. Corners look good. Especially these top two look great. The bottom two look amazing. Got a little bit of excess on this edge. Not bad. Side edges look good, and the surface looks great. I don't see any little dimples or anything. And the back looks very nicely centered. These are the two corners you need to worry about, but they look really good. No weird indents. Edges look good. The front centering looks pretty good. You can tell by the Topps logo there. Yeah, I like this card as a 10. Definitely gradable card. I can see it getting a 10. Okay. Hey, we got a Marvin Harrison Jr. new Prism. These ones are tough to grade because of the back corner issues and the little dimples in the front. So top to bottom's okay, left to right's okay, so the centering's okay, but I'm already noticing these dimples right here. And that automatically, these two right here and here, bring you down to a 9. Your front corners look really good. No other surface issues. Your edges look good. Flip it over to the back. I see this. I see this weird dimple indent to the edge. And maybe that corner isn't as sharp as it should be. A little ding to that back corner. Other than that, it looks pretty good. Yeah. So I don't see any other surface indents or anything, but in combination with that weird edge ding with that dimple, it's just a 9. It's a solid 9. SGC will probably give you a 9.5, but I think I'm at a 9 with this card. PSA would be at a 9 too. Okay. We got a Reds rookies, probably De La Cruz in there. Let's see what we got. So, the centering is nice left to right. Top to bottom's close. A little bit thinner on this side than the top, but really not that bad. I still think you're within a Gem 10 range if the back is perfect, and it is. Not one dimple, centered, sharp as can be, white corners and edges. Yeah, I just don't see really much of a flaw in this card. Just the centering slightly off, but it looks like 55-45 to me, which is enough. A few slight surface dimples, like right here and here, but nothing major. The edges look good. Making sure I didn't miss any indents or anything, but clean card. Freshly pulled. Yeah, that one's a 10. All right, we got a Jordan. I used to love this card growing up. It was one of my favorite Jordans. Emotion 94. Okay. Air. Slight, very slight off center. You can tell it's a little bit thinner on this side, but not bad. You compare it with the end to that edge. These ones are a little tricky, so a lot of graders probably won't even know that. Corners are nice and sharp. I see a few light surface scratches. See right there. And I saw another one. Maybe just some wear over here by the eye. Might be a smudge that could come off. No, just a little bit. It's really not bad though. Okay, let's flip it over. It's a nice looking card. I don't see much wrong with it other than the slide off center. The back looks great. Look at those corners, so sharp. I'm going to put you at a 9.5, I think. I'm just a little worried about that surface scratch right there. I'm thinking you'll get a 9 from PSA and a 9.5 from SGC. I'm going to give you a 9.5. It's a very clean card. Make sure I didn't miss anything. We're good. I've been waiting, excited to review this card. It looks so clean. Okay. One of my favorite 80s cards, football. Wow, where did you get this? You got to buy from this seller dealer again. I need to make sure that that's a mole on his neck and not to the surface of the card. Because I don't know, it looks out of place, but it could just be his mole. It's weird. I'll check that. But, oh my gosh, this card is so nice. Left to right, pretty solid. Top to bottom centering, great. Corners, unbelievable. Surface there, other than that mole thing, which I'm not sure. The back is pretty nicely centered. Off a little bit left to right, so thinner on this right side, but still within back range for sure. Corners are there, edges, wow. Okay, I'm hoping it's a 10 if that's a mole on his neck. If not, then it's probably just a 9. Okay. Beautiful card. Quick update. I looked them up, the PSA 10s, and unfortunately, that mark is not supposed to be there. It is not a mole or anything. Dang it. So I'm a little bummed about that. I'm still going to get you at like a 9.5, so it is like a little print defect. There is a chance that the PSA grader will think it's a mole and not know this card, but I knew this card. I knew it didn't look right. So unfortunately, that is a tiny print defect. I think PSA will give you a 9 in most cases. Still a beautiful card, worth grading. And who knows? You might get the grader that just thinks it's a mole and moves on. Gives it a 10. Okay, final sports card it looks like. We got a Randy Moss. Ooh, really nice looking card. Out of 25. I know it's unlicensed, but it's beautiful. And it's with the orange refractor. Okay, here we go. Left to right. Perfect. Top to bottom. Slide off center. Dang it. So see how thin it is here compared to this bottom tip to the edge. The back looks pretty good. I may double check these to make sure that front centering is accurate in my assessment of top to bottom off, but I'm pretty sure it is, because if you look at the back, it is off top to bottom. Thinner on the top and the bottom, which is aligned with the front. So I'm thinking it is off top to bottom, and it'll probably put you at a 9, unfortunately. Other than that, man, it's a 10 card. I do see this. It might be normal. Look how big that pocket little dimple is on this silver edge, but I don't know. I still think you're in the 9 range. Beautiful card. The back corners look good. It's just some slight roller marks on the bottom here, but nothing major. Left to right's good. Yeah, I'm not missing anything else. I think it's a 9 because of the centering. Okay. All right, let's do some Pokemon. Daisy's Help. All right, see what we got. So usually on these trainers, they're always off top to bottom for some reason, but this looks great. So this front centering, unbelievable. Edges, corners look great. Nothing wrong with the front. Let's see the back. The back is usually where it gets you, but no touches. A little bit off-centered, but within back range and no touches. That's why I like grading Pokemon. It's so obvious when there's a flaw, and this one doesn't have any flaw. This one would get a 10. Okay, 10 on the Daisy's Help. All right, we got a Mewtwo. This is a promo, I believe. This one's usually off-center too, but it looks pretty good. Maybe a little thinner on the left than the right. Top to bottom's great. I'd say 55-45 centering. If the back is flawless, then it's still a 10. Looks pretty good. Front looks like 10 potential. The back, yeah, okay, so the back has some touches, so you are going to get a 9 on this card. So grade wisely. You see the touches on this edge and 2 touches on this bottom left corner. It's going to put you at that 9. Other than that, the back surface looks good. Other corners look pretty good, so solid 9. All right, we got a Squirtle. My son loves this card. He wants one. I'm going to have to get him one. Really cool. I think these are out of 151. Wow, look at that centering. 50-50. Beautiful centering. No marks or scratches to the foil. Fresh. Corners, everything looks good. I'm really hoping the back looks amazing. No white showing. Come on, no white showing. Oh my gosh. You're so close. All right, so do you see the touch? That top left, just a touch, but everything else is flawless. Flawless. So this is a card you grade either way, no matter what, but oh my gosh, that's so close. I'm going to give it a 9.5, but I think that touch is enough where PSA gives it a 9. I don't know. They're going to give it a 9 or a 10. It's so perfect other than that. I'm going to put you at 9.5. I think you grade it either way, but that little touch might give you a 9. Beautiful card. All right, we have another illustration rare. Almanite? Something like that. Let's see. All right, Almanite. Let's get that 10. Centering is perfect. 50-50. Surface looks great. Nothing weird to the foil. Edges look great. Corners, everything. Okay, the back. That's where it all matters. Top 2 corners look great, but I am seeing slight touches. 1 touch on this left side, and then I see 1 touch on this side. I think it's a 9.5 card from me, but I think PSA gives it a 9, and I would probably hold off grading this card. Really nice, though. It's close. Oh, they're so centered. It's just those touches, and they're really picky right now. Yeah, I think it's a 9.5. You're either going to get a 9 or a 10, but I'm going to put you at 9.5. All right, we got the Poliwhirl. Actually, don't have this card yet. Okay. So on the Poliwhirl, the foil looks nice. I'd say the centering's off a little bit, left to right, so thinner on this left side than the right, and slightly thinner on the bottom than the top. I still think if the back corners look amazing, you have a chance at a 10, because it looks 55-45 to me. But, yeah, but unfortunately you got touches all over the place on this one. So, first one I see is the white showing bottom right, and then I see more white showing bottom left, and a little bit of white showing top left right there. See it? Okay, the top right corner looks good. I think it's a solid 9 copy. It's a little more white than I want to see on those bottoms. It's a 9, especially with that centering, so cool card. These are very clean, fresh cards, kept in great condition, so nice job. Okay. We got the Snorlax promo. So, no damage to the foil. Left to right centering is pretty nice. I'm a little worried about top to bottom centering. If you flip it this way, you'll see how thick it is compared to that bottom edge. I think you're within a 9 range, unfortunately. Because those 55-45 new guidelines extend to Pokemon too. And you do, yeah, this is just an obvious 9 card. So you do have a little bit of wear, slight wear to this top edge. Hard to pick up on. But you also have a touch, pretty big touch of white right there. And maybe a little debris. Yeah, okay, that debris came off. But you still have that touch right here. So that touch in combination with the centering gives it that 9. Just a solid 9 copy. Beautiful card, though. Next up, we got a Ninetales Ultra Rare. Nice looking card. I like the color. Okay, so surface looks great. Corners look great. I'm slightly worried about top to bottom centering. Left to right looks pretty good, but again, flip it that way, you're going to see it's much thicker on the top than the bottom. So, okay, it makes me feel a little bit better because I see some touches. So I think it's just a solid 9 card. So I see a slight touch on this edge and corner, top left, and then I see some slight touches on this bottom left edge and corner. This one actually looks pretty good, and that one looks pretty good. So, and the surface looks great on the back. Again, I think it's just a solid 9 copy with that centering in the back. Like I said, it's pretty easy to spot the Pokemon flaws. It's the centering on the front and white showing on the back. There you go. All right, we got a Radiant Charizard. I believe these are out of Ground Zenith, maybe? Okay. I like testing my knowledge. I'm a little worried about top to bottom again, too. Flip it, and look how thick it is compared to the bottom. So you're automatically within that 9 range, unfortunately. Left to right, a little thinner on the left, on the right. These Radiant Charizards are always off top to bottom, I swear. And I actually see a little... Come on, come off. It's not coming off. Little slight touch right there. I think I got most of it off. You're good to go. The back. Yeah, the back's flawless. Not a touch, not a white showing, anything. Looks great, but unfortunately it's just that centering. It just gets you that 9, so bummer. Yep, we got a 9 on the Radiant Charizard. Next up, we got Charmander promo. Okay, I believe these are out of Obsidian Flames ETBs. Centering's beautiful on this one. Surface is there. I don't see any marks to the foil. Corners, everything looks great. So let's hope for no white showing. Come on, I want to see some 10s. It's tough. You got some scratches to this top edge, and you have a little bit of edge white showing here, and then you have a touch on that corner, and looks like an edge nick right there. See that? Those corners look okay. A little touches on this bottom left too. So it's just a 9 copy. They're rough on when there's white showing on the edges too. All right. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just a solid 9. We'll get some 10s. All right, we got a Mew promo. Really cool looking card. I like this one. Oh, look at that centering. I'm hoping this one's a 10. All right. I mean, I hope they all are for you. So top to bottom looks pretty good. Maybe, no, it's pretty good. This is almost 50-50. Maybe slightly thinner on the left. The foil looks great. I like the texture coming off that sun. See that? Really cool card. Oh gosh, you're so close. Got some debris. Not terrible. Slight touch top right. Bottom left looks great. I'm slightly worried about this bottom right. It's so close. Do you see that touch right there? Yeah, it's so close. I really like this card. I think you grade it no matter what. So I think it's gonna be a. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. I think PSA will give it a 9 or a 10. Let's make sure I didn't miss anything though. It looks pretty good. Yeah, really nice card. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. All right, we got a Blastoise. I think this is out of 151. Okay. All right, Blastoise. What are you telling me? You are telling me that you are off-centered top to bottom. All right, flip it over. Look how thick it is, this bottom edge compared to the top edge. I think you're in that 9 range automatically. And slightly thinner on the right than the left. Corners look great. Front surface, everything looks good. In the back corners look pretty good, actually. I see one touch of white on this bottom left. Other than that, it looks pretty good. Not seeing any other flaws to it. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just the centering. So this one will get you a 9. Okay. Got another Blastoise. I think this one looks better centered up. So let's hope this one gets a 10. Yeah. So left to right, I like much better. Top to bottom, I like much better. Corners are there. Foil looks pretty good. Edges are there. Flip over. Ugh, it's so hard. Pokemon are so hard. So I'm automatically seeing a touch on this bottom right, touch of white, and then a touch here too on this kind of edge. See that? Touch, and then a touch on the edge. This is like I'm going to put it at a 9.5, but at PSA, that touch is kind of bugging me a little bit. But it's so centered. With that, yeah, I think you're at a 9, actually. 9 clean cards, but just those touches. Okay, 9 on that one. All right, we got a Surfing Pikachu. I like this card. My son has always liked this card. He has one too. Okay, so top to bottom is actually really nice, but I'm worried about this left to right. You see how thin it is on this right side compared to the left? Looks 60-40 to me. And a slight edge wear to the bottom. Not too bad, but you kind of see it through there. Let's look at the back. The back looks pretty good. I'm not seeing much. Maybe a slight touch to the bottom right corner, but not much. And you can see it was off-center. It's almost a tilt cut. The graders don't like tilt cuts on Pokemon. So you see up top here, it looks pretty good, right? Then you get to the bottom, and it's much thinner here than here. So it's a 9 because of the tilt cut. And that makes sense because I think up here it's centered, and then down here it's thinner than on this left side. So I think a 9 because of the tilt cut centering. All right, we got a Flygon. You got a surging sparks. So left to right, I like the centering, and top to bottom, pretty good. I'd say slightly thinner on the top than the bottom, but not too bad. I'd say 55-45. You're still within Gem 10 range. Surface looks nice. Corners look good. And the back looks pretty good. Not seeing much. I see a touch. Slight touch top left. But all the other ones look pretty good. I think they would give you a... I think they give you a 10 on this one. It's close. I'm gonna put you at a 9.5. Just that touch, I'm slightly worried about. Yeah, I'm gonna go 9.5. All right, we got a Tisserina. Okay, let's look at the left to right. Looks pretty good. Top to bottom, slightly thicker on the top than the bottom, but I think you're 55-45, so it'll be close. Surface looks great. Edges look great. Let's flip it. All right, so you do have a touch and a little edge nick too. So touch on this top right corner, and then a little touch right here. These corners look pretty good. Little surface debris right here. See that? Oh, good. I think I got it off. Mostly. Okay. Yeah, see that? Beautiful. Okay. But unfortunately, you see that nick I was talking about right there? And then the touch of white there. Okay, I think it's a 9 in combination with that centering. All right. All right, we are cruising through these Pokemon. We got the War Turtle. Cool looking card. So, I can already tell the centering's off, left to right, and top to bottom. So, thicker on the bottom than the top. You can see it. And then thinner on the left than the right. Surface is great. No scratches to the foil. Corners are nice. We flip it, and then we see top two corners look great. Bottom right looks great, but then you see the touch on the bottom left right there. So, yeah, it's looking like another 9 card. Yeah, solid 9. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Cool card, I like the art. Okay, 9 on the War Turtle. This is a cool card. I actually haven't seen this before. It's a Ditto, so it's kind of Ditto morphing into Pikachu. I like it. All right, let's see what we got. The front. All right, do you see the corner ding to this corner? Not terrible though. Oh, and then this one is worse. See that? It's almost like a wrinkle corner right there. That's the one that's gonna hurt you. And then a touch on this corner. Other than that, the surface looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm not seeing much wrong with the surface. I see some edge wear right there. Edge wear, a little indent right there. Little pockets. Oh yeah, I like that too. See those surface pockets? Let's look at the back. Yeah, oh, and the back's really bad. So the back shows a lot of wear all through here, and then look at, I don't know how pick this up. But this corner is really soft and shows a little bit of dirt and wear. And then this one not as bad, top left. But then you get a little soft and dirty on these bottom corners too. Yeah, right there too. So the back is not great at all. I think I'm going to put it somewhere like a 7.5. I think PSA would give it a 7. So I wouldn't grade this one. Cool card, though. All right, we got another Blastoise from 151 again. Centering looks nice. Centering, it's close. So left to right's pretty nice, but top to bottom, thicker on the bottom than the top. It is close. It's close to 55-45. We'll see if everything else looks good. Corners look great. Foil looks great. Surface, edges, everything. Okay, let's flip the back. Okay, didn't matter. Surface doesn't matter when there's white showing on these back corners. So there's a lot of wear on this top right. See that right there, the touch, and then touch on this top left, and then maybe a slight touch on bottom right. So it's just another 9 copy. I'm really wanting you to get some 10s on these, but unfortunately, just a lot of 9 cards. Okay. Yep, that's about right. All right, we have a Trevenant, something. I like the art on this, but let's look at it. Okay, so top to bottom looks a little off to me. Yes, so look when we put it there, look how thin it is and thick it is on the bottom. And then left to right's a little off too, a little thinner on the right than the left. So I think it's already at a 9. Corners, surface looks great. And this is Sword and Shield era, so the corners will be better. They chip less. A little better quality control. So yeah, no white showing at all on the back. So it's clean. I can tell it's packed fresh, but it's off center. So the best we can get is a 9. Yeah. Okay, got the 9. All right, we got a Radiant Charizard. I can already tell it's very similar to the last one. It's top to bottom's off. So it sucks because I know these are packed fresh. Doesn't matter how sharp they are, but centering will just get you. So top to bottom, look how thick it is compared to the bottom. Left to right looks good, and the card looks great, fresh. Centering, surface looks great. Well, not the centering, but the surface looks great. And the back, and there you go. You can really see on the back how the centering's off, top to bottom on the back too. Like I said, Sword and Shield era, the corners are nice, so you don't get as much white. No white showing. You can tell it's packed fresh, but yeah, it's just it's already at a 9 because of the centering. It's just a bummer, especially how strict PSA is right now. All right, 9. All right, we got a Mew from Celebrations. Let's see what we got. Okay, I like the centering. The surface looks nice. It's near 50-50 centering. Corners look great. Foil looks great. No chipping or anything. Edges great. All right, it's looking like a 10. Come on back. My gosh, we're so close all the time. Do you see it? So a little debris. That's what's gonna knock you. So do you see the on the edge right there, the white showing? Yeah, that's it. That's enough. Isn't that frustrating? Back centering's nice. I'm going to put it at like a 9.5, but I still think PSA would give it a 9 because of that. Oh, it's such a bummer. It is a really nice card, but I think you're at a 9. Okay. All right, we got a Lugia, however you want to say it. That's centering. This one looks like a tilt cut to me. You see that? So it is left to right. So thinner on the left than the right, and I think it tilts that way. So you're gonna get extra thin on the top. Yeah, I can see it tilted. Let's see the back. Not as tilted as I thought. And you also have, is this a promo? Yeah, it is a promo. I can always tell by the way it sits into the package. There's this little mark or kind of indent. Not really an indent, but you can see where it sat. See it right through there. Yeah, it's a bummer. I don't even know if you want to call it that. It's almost like, do you see it here? It's like the pattern from the front of the card goes onto the back. It affects the grade a little bit. Do you see that? Other than that, the back corners look pretty good. I wouldn't grade this card in particular. I think I'm going to put it at like an 8.5. The centering and the surface. Front corners look good. Edges, everything. Yeah, I think it's an 8.5. I think PSA gives it an 8, actually. Okay. All right, we got Dunsparce. Ooh, I hope I didn't damage that one. Nope, good to go. Hey, it bent a little weird. Let's go ahead and do the back first. So on the Dunsparce, you're off a little bit left to right. Maybe a touch on this top left corner, but it's that corner I'm concerned about. There's a touch bottom right there. So far it's looking like a 9 card. And a little slight, no, not too much on that one. The Dunsparce is centered better than the back. So left to right's nice, and top to bottom's okay. Looks like 60-40 on the top to bottom. So slide off top to bottom, but not bad. But I'm concerned about that mark right here. A little bit of debris. I think it's a 9. Okay, another 9. Okay, we have a Mew. I can already see the centering top to bottom. Okay. So left to right's pretty nice, and the surface is great. Corners are nice, but if we again flip it this way, that's my best tip I can give. Look how thick it is on the bottom compared to the top. That's 65-35, and usually that brings you to a 9, but nowadays it could even be an 8. But if all other aspects of the cards, it looks great. It'll just be, I actually think I'm going to put this one at an 8.5. I think PSA gives it an 8. So look at the top two. Got bigger touches of white, big touch of white. And the bottom two corners look okay. Nothing really wrong with the centering or surface on the back, but top two corners in combination with that centering, I think it puts you at an 8 for PSA. 8.5 in my book. There you go. All right, I'm excited to look at this card, the Charizard Reshiram. This is a biggie. Let's hope. We've been saving the 10 for this one, okay? I'm really excited. Come on. All right, so the front. Oh, man. The front really looks pretty good. Look at the centering's usually off on these. I'm saying slightly off top to bottom, but I think it's 55-45. Left to right's nice. Corner's great. No surface marks or indents or anything. Very, very slight edge nick around here, but not much. Oh my gosh, it's a 10 so far. Come on back. Come on back. Dang it. I'm sorry, I really wish. I'm hoping to get you guys a 10. Yeah, that's actually paper loss right there. Or a print defect, because it's not debris or anything. It's a bummer. And then you have 2 nicks on this edge. Boom, boom, right there. Other than that, and then you have like kind of surface wear, kind of all throughout the top. Oh, and then a big indent right here. Dang it. See that? Oh. Ah, that's a bummer. I'm trying to think what I'm going to grade it. I think I might put it at a 7. I'm worried PSA would give it 6.5 or something. Yeah. Front looks good, though. I would keep this one raw. I wouldn't grade it. Okay, I'm going to put it at a 7. All right, we got the Dust Skull. See if we can get a 10. This one's out of Shrouded Fable. This one's always off-centered. I've pulled it a few times. It is still always off-centered, left, right. Thinner on the left than the right. Flip it like that. Actually, you do see it better like that. Okay. Corners look good. Surface foil looks good. The edges are clean. It's just how it comes out of the pack. It's off left to right, so we're already at a 9. Isn't it awful? But you do have a touch anyway on this top right. It's not too bad, but it's there. Maybe a slight touch top left. Surface looks good in the back. Centering's okay. Edge is nice. It's a solid 9. Nice card. Make sure I didn't miss anything. Yeah, really clean. Alright, we're cruising. We got a Gyarados. Something like that. I like this one. Nice artwork. Okay. So, left to right's pretty solid. Top to bottom's okay too. I'd say 55-45, a little bit thinner on the top than the bottom. But not terrible. I can tell by the feel that this card is going to be gem. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. Some of the cards, the quality control's a little better, a little thicker in my hands, and I can feel it when the corners are going to be nice. I know it sounds crazy, but I guess I've just graded enough and held enough to know. So this is a 10 through and through. I don't see any white showing, and it's a little thicker cardstock. It's just nicer. Beautiful card. This one is a 10. Yay. Alright, got a Blastoise Ultra Rare out of Stellar Crown, maybe? I'm not sure. No, Mew. 151. Okay, not bad. Left to right's pretty solid. Top to bottom's pretty solid. Let's see if I can tell by the feel. This one doesn't feel as thick, weirdly. Yeah, you're within 10 range. Corners look great. No surface damage or anything. Oh, good. We're on a little mini roll. Yeah, no... I mean, slight print defect on this edge, but nothing major. No white showing. No edge dings. Beautiful. All right, 10 on this guy. We're on a 2 card. All right, let's see if we can get on fire 3 in a row. NBA Jam style. Okay. Charmander. Ooh, your cards are heating up too. They're getting better and better. This illustration here is so nice. Wow. It's beautiful. Nicely centered. A little bit thinner on the left, but not much. 55-45, if that. Top to bottom's 50-50, perfect. Surface, amazing. The foil looks great. Corners, edges, everything. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You're on a roll. Very slightest of touches on this top left. That's it. That's it. It's a 10. Looks great. No wear. Just very clean. Okay. 3 in a row. This is a good one to get a 10 on. It's probably, what, $250 card in 10? If not more. All right, grade that one. All right, we got the Venusaur. I love this card. I actually just pulled it with my son. We opened the packs. I think it's Blooming Waters. And we got one. And it had a touch on the back corner, unfortunately. So it would have been 9. So I just kind of gave it to my son. I absolutely love the centering on this card. Wow. It looks amazing. I don't see any flaws. I don't see any flaws yet. 50-50 centering. Surface looks great. Corners, all right. No whites. No white. One touch. It's very similar to, you see it? Right there. On the bottom right. It's very similar to the one I just pulled. Oh, that's it. I'm going to give it a 9.5. If the grader's feeling very generous, you might push to a 10, but because that's all there is. That's the only flaw is that touch right there. So it's definitely worth grading, giving yourself a shot at that 10. I'm going to put you at a 9.5, okay? Beautiful card. All right, we got a Blastoise, the other SIR from Mew. Let's see what we got. So, centering top to bottom is pretty nice. Left to right's pretty nice. Another 50-50 centering. Amazing. Card looks clean. I'm not seeing much wrong with it. Corners look nice. Yes. This is a high value card in a 10. Again, okay, so you have the very slightest touch on this bottom right. It's not as big as the Venusaur. So I think this one I'm confident giving a 10. Yeah, I'm going to give this one a 10 with a 9.5 subgrade on the corner, but I love the centering. I love this card. Make sure I don't miss anything. Definitely grade this card. Beautiful. I'm giving it a 10. All right, that was a nice run of cards. Now we have a Charizard. Not a Crown Zenith, maybe? Not quite sure. Centering's pretty nice. Top to bottom's 50-50. Left to right, maybe a little thinner on the right than the left, but pretty good. Surface looks great. Corners great. Edges. Edges look good. The back. Oh, yeah, you're on a roll. Back looks good. I'm not seeing much wrong. Yeah. No white showing. No white showing on the back. A little off center left to right, but not bad on the back. So, yeah, make sure I didn't miss anything, but it looks like another 10. 10 on the Charizard. All right, we got a little bit older card. Maybe XY Gen. Okay. Slowbro EX. Left to right is pretty solid. I'm a little worried about top to bottom. Yeah, I'd say 60-40 maybe. Thinner on the top than the bottom. The foil looks great. And the edges look good and the corners look good. No surface scratches or anything. It looks fresh. Yeah, okay. Do you see it? Right there. Edge neck. No white showing though. It's a bummer. Let's see if I can smooth it. Gently smooth it. Slightly better. It's so close. It's nice. Really nice card. But there is some slight edge wear on this bottom too. So the edges aren't the greatest. I still think it's a 9 card with that centering. I'm gonna give it a 9. I think PSA might give it a 9 too. It's pretty nice. Okay. All right, just 4 more cards left. I'm rolling through these. We got a Pikachu. Come back here, Pikachu. All right. Ooh, look at that centering. Beautiful centering. Left to right, amazing. Top to bottom, great. I think you're still on a roll. I don't see any print lines or defects to the foil, to the surface. The edges look good. Corners look good. Flip it. 10. No doubt. Not one touch of white. Not one. Looks amazing. The centering, incredible. Everything. This one looks great. There's no print lines, I don't think. Maybe one slight one. Very impressed with this card. This one you need a grade for sure. All right, 10 on the Pikachu. All right, next up. I don't even know how to say this one. Oricorio. I like the artwork. Centering's off a little left to right. So thicker on the left and the right. And top to bottom's slightly thicker on the bottom than the top, but not bad. Hopefully that's just debris. You see it right away? It was. It came off. I don't see any white showing on the back. It's off a little left to right. But no white showing on the edges or corners, and the surface looks great. I'm still gonna go ahead and put this one out of 10. A PSA 9 or a 10 because they're a little harder on centering, but I think they might have a feeling they might let this one slide and give it a 10 because the overall card is just, all of their aspects are perfect. So, all right. I like it. Okay, we have a Gengar V. All right, Gengar, let's get that 10. It's looking pretty good so far. Slight tilt cut, you can see it. So it goes up to the right. So thicker over on this side than that. So I'm a little worried about that. Yeah, and then tilts that way. So thinner on the right than the left. But the back looks great. No white showing. Little debris. The surface looks good and the edges look good. See if we can see that tilt cut. Yeah, you can see it. So thin here, thicker there. So unfortunately, that I think will bring you down to a PSA 9. That's kind of where I would put it too, at a 9. An SGC might give it a 9.5, but it's close. Okay. Okay, final card. The third Radiant Charizard. Let's have it be the Charm. It already looks better. Centering looks better. So top to bottom, finally, it's almost 50-50. See that? Left to right is thicker on the left than the right, but if all other aspects look okay, you have a shot at a 10. And they do. Okay, so this is the one that you need to grade out of the Radiant Charizards. Yeah, I like this card. Off left to right, but no white showing. Edges look good. Surface looks good. It's either going to be a 9 or a 10 just because of that centering. I'm going to put it at a 9.5. Really nice card, though. It's just thinner on that right more than I want it to be. I think it's 60-40. Okay, I think we're going to end on a 9.5. Good way to end. Nice Pokemons at the end. Good little run. Thank you, as always, you guys, for trusting me with your cards, and appreciate it. Have a good one.